Blame Truth here, and I think it's time to open up Blame Wiser. You know, I don't want to be right all the time, and I hate to make these videos where I kind of gloat that I was right, but hey, guess what? I was right yet again. It's almost like I know exactly what's going on, and the people that doubt me and say I'm just a conspiracy theorist or whatever end up eating crow. It's happened so much. But yeah, viewer, I was right yet again. There is no more speculation, I don't think. Some tests were run, not by me, but I will cover them, that exposes exactly this issue that I've been talking about with the matchmaking for Black Ops 7. I have 15 minutes played. Do you guys realize that? I have 15 minutes played on Black Ops 7. It's my first impressions review video I did, and I have not touched the game since because I know these people, and quite frankly, I am just sick of getting jerked the fuck around. I know how they operate. I know what they do. So without further ado, let's just get right on into the meat and potatoes here because, viewer, I got a lot I want to get off my chest. So for context, and the first thing I want to talk about in this video and show you is this. This is a tweet from Treyarch themselves that had me worried, and I made a video on it, and I said, these are lying assholes, basically. These guys are just lying motherfuckers. Thanks to your beta feedback, the majority of Black Ops 7's MP playlists will have open matchmaking, which will be similar. That is the word. The majority and similar were the red flags here, okay? The majority playlist thing wasn't discussed until 2 days before Black Ops 7 came out and they made this tweet. Everyone thought it was just going to be open matchmaking because that's how they worded it before. They said that would be the standard matchmaking on launch. There's never been a Call of Duty with unstandard matchmaking where there's two different types, but I digress, okay? That is already a problem. Like, we saw through that pretty easily, but nobody else saw the careful wording here because they word everything super deliberately. Always remember that. We've proven that time and time again. Similar to the beta. Similar to the beta. Not exactly like the beta. Not anything like that. Similar to the beta. Now, having seen that, compare it to this. And now I'm going to show you something that they didn't directly say so that they wouldn't get in trouble. And this is all planned out. I'm not making any of it up. Like, this is a direct tweet that was sent out from Charlie Intel a few days after launch. We spoke with an Activision rep that confirmed the open matchmaking in Call of Duty Black Ops 7 multiplayer will be the same as it was in the beta. So Treyarch says it's going to be similar to how it was in the beta, but for whatever reason, no official Call of Duty account tweeted out that it was the same. Why did they go through Charlie Intel to relay this information? Really think about this. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not making any of this up. I am just showing you the cold hard facts. If anyone could answer why they had Charlie Intel do this, I'm all ears. I bring you this context because this shows that they rug pulled us and we have definitive proof. I'm going to get to it after a brief word from this video's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. So I've actually been using Manta Sleep's products for years now, and their sleep masks are incredible. However, my neighbor has started chainsawing at 7 a.m. in random intervals, so I decided to get their white noise machine to drown out some of that loud outside noise pollution that comes in through my windows, which I hate. The best part about this noise machine is it's remote controlled as well, so I don't have to get up out of bed. I don't have to fumble around in the dark to, do some stuff. And it also has a sleep timer. I've been using their warming eye cup sleep mask for a while now just to rest my eyes after a day of looking at screens. And I decided to get this as well, this silk sleep mask, completely adjustable, by the way, with removable eye cups. You can position it wherever you want to get the perfect fit. This is great for anyone who wants to nap maybe on the train and doesn't want, bright sun in their face and stuff like that. It's also great if you're in a bright room or you want to sleep in. Whatever it is, Manta will help you get that ever so important sleep. So guys, Manta Sleep is hosting an early Black Friday sale. You can get 15% off site-wide and a free holiday recharge kit. Just visit that link in the pinned comment or video description. Sleep is so important. Make sure you are getting the best sleep you can get with Manta Sleep. Since Black Ops 7 puts me to sleep, I figured Manta would be the perfect sponsor for this video. Definitely get their stuff, guys, if you're having trouble sleeping or want to sleep better. Regardless, let's get right on into the real meat and potatoes here, the main course. Exclusive Ace actually did some tests that show that I was right the entire time. Shows that I was right even before the game came out, because I've been saying it even then. Even before, when I saw that tweet, I knew it was too good to be true. So let's just play some clips from his video throughout this video, and I will react accordingly, okay? Check this out.
Since that video, we've had another week or so of the game to play and for things to settle in a bit more, and I do feel my experience has been changing as time has been going on. I don't know if something has changed on the back end or if maybe just more data is being collected on my account or something, but I have been feeling like my matchmaking times are going up. My connection quality is no longer nearly as consistent as it was early on and as it was in the open matchmaking in the beta build of the game. And then on top of that, I've been noticing that more often than not, my lobbies are a lot more difficult than they were in the first few days.
And he is definitely not the only person to be saying this. A podcast with a bunch of pro players, this is a direct quote from them. "We can all agree that Treyarch rug pulled the SBMM thing. My lobbies are turned now. I don't give a fuck what they tweet." And again, these are pro players, so don't use the "you're just not good" excuse. Like, you know what I mean? But instead of just saying it, Ace actually tested it.
Instead, by looking at the amount of time it takes to matchmake, if there is a big discrepancy on the same system with all the same settings and the only variable that's changing is the account, then that can at least potentially give us a pretty solid indication of skill causing some issues here and being considered a little more heavily than the matchmaking time and or the ping. So what I did here is across both accounts, I turned crossplay on and I searched for 10 matches on each account using just the quick play TDM filter, just because TDM tends to be a very popular game mode, and therefore there should be plenty of lobbies available at any given time of the day. And also keep in mind, I did control for time of day. I tested my first 5 lobbies on my main account, then I immediately swapped over to my bot account, did all 10 lobbies there, and then I came back to my main account for the final 5, so I kind of sandwiched them all together, so they were all tested within the same rough time of day, because time of day does play a big factor when it comes to matchmaking. And then with that, I just timed how long it took me to get into a lobby, and then I marked down the ping value I was experiencing in that game as well. And here are the results that I found across 10 games on each account. As you can see, when it comes to time to matchmake, on average on my main account, it took 34 seconds to get into a lobby, whereas with my bot account, it took 28 seconds. So a little bit faster on average on the bot account, but I mean, that's not a massive discrepancy or anything. A few extra seconds to matchmake on average, that's not really a huge deal to me.
Now, this really means nothing. In fact, this actually means that SBMM is being weighed so much heavier than the beta. Like, it's not even close. In fact, in the beta, in the Black Ops 7 beta, you can quote me on this, motherfuckers. I said, it appears that SBMM is off entirely with how quick I am matchmaking. You guys don't understand that with all the algorithms working in the background, it takes time. It's working for millions of people. It simply takes a shit ton of time to match based on all of these factors they have in the matchmaking pool. In the beta, it was so quick. The only thing they could possibly be matching on was connection quality. It was as quick as it was back in 2007 with Call of Duty 4, which only really matched, as far as I know, and as far as the devs that worked on the game back then, it only matched based on connection quality. There were some people saying there was like a super slight SBMM back then, but I think it was so rudimentary it either didn't work or I never even fucking noticed it. But truth be told, this must have been so archaic and basic, it had essentially no outcome. Like, as far as I'm aware, it was just purely based on connection. And I can back that up with just how quick the matchmaking worked. Like, it searches for servers, finds the one with the best ping for you, it's done. I really don't think there was any matchmaking back then. Regardless, though, look at this clip from me playing the beta, and I timed it. I think it was just off. And I think this is proof that it was just flat out off in the beta. Pay attention here, guys. Look at this matchmaking time. Look at this matchmaking time. Let's see here. I actually go into the menu and I don't even notice. I am already in a lobby. I joined a multiplayer lobby in 3 seconds. And this was something I consistently experienced in the beta. It was like 3 at the most. I think I had like an 8-second search time. Literally at the most. It was still single digits. This in no way compares to the matchmaking times on either of his accounts. It's nowhere close. And it's ridiculous. And people across the board have the same experience. I covered Merc Music doing the same test, sort of. Dude, something is up and they're fucking lying. Like, I'm showing you the numbers. The people that are still fanboying over Black Ops 7 and saying that nothing's going on behind the scenes, I have to wonder, do you just enjoy being lied to? Like, do you just enjoy being fucked over, lied to, manipulated? Is it your kink or whatever? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But yeah, the matchmaking times, it's kind of a moot point. If anything, it just proves that it's not the same as the beta at all, if nothing else, and they lied. And that, to me, is inexcusable. That's why I'm not playing your game. That's why millions of people did not buy your game this year, Activision. We can forgive a lot as a community. I think at a certain point, we can't forgive you repeatedly lying and testing things on us and fucking us over and gaslighting us and all this mess. But let's get back to Ace's test here. It goes in deeper and proves exactly what I said was happening well before the game came out.
More importantly, though, let's have a look at the average ping values. With my main account, my average ping in those 10 matches was 42 milliseconds. That is quite a significant difference. And again, the only thing that has changed here, I controlled for all the variables. The only thing that has changed is the account that I'm playing on. It's the same system, same internet connection, same crossplay options, same time of day, and my connection experience was very noticeably worse on my main account versus my bot account across these 10 matches. And it's also interesting to point out, the best ping that I can get to a Call of Duty server is 20 milliseconds. And my bot account was at least within 5 milliseconds of that best ping value in 8 out of the 10 matches that I found. My main account, 1 out of 10 matches. And the gameplay you're seeing in the background is that 1 out of 10 matches.
If you guys recall, Drifter and Exclusive Ace did some tests back on Black Ops Cold War, and they determined that the better you were, essentially the worse connection you would have. And it's the same thing in this game. I'm sorry, I just do not think that there's really any change at all. I think they just took out disbanding lobbies here. I think that they have gradually been turning up the matchmaking. And here's the thing. I feel like Dokes from Dexter, I can't prove it. I know they're doing it. I can see all of this anecdotal evidence that they're doing it, but I cannot directly prove it. And that's why I wash my hands of this dirty, filthy, disgusting franchise. This guy has a similar take. He says, open matchmaking with skill minimally considered is just skill-based matchmaking rebranded. They even said that in the white paper, that skill was like minimally considered and ping was king. They lied then and they're lying now. Activision is so fucking clever, they got all our asses with that rebrand. It 100% is SBMM, just a change of language. Same thing, just different language. Activision language. Hopefully people start catching on to that slight change in wording and understand it as a rebrand rather than Activision introducing a new take on matchmaking. Again, same approach to matchmaking, just a different approach from the PR team. I think it's skill-based matchmaking, the same as it's always been in Black Ops 6, for example, at least how it is today from what I'm seeing on Twitter and all these examples and whatnot, just with non-disbanding lobbies. That's it. Or it's EOMM cranked up to infinity, or it's a combination of the two, or whatever. I'm not going to waste my brain power trying to figure it out. I just know that it's bullshit. Let's go back to the Ace video, though, because he is going to blow the lid off this shit.
It does seem to suggest a trend is present with this. And it does validate the experience I've been having over the past week, where it just seems that I'm not getting the consistency of gameplay experience as well as ping that I remember getting in the open matchmaking in the beta at least. I don't believe the matchmaking they're using in the open playlists is the same matchmaking we saw in the beta, and while the wording is vague and technically minimally considered could mean a wide variety of things, to me, this doesn't appear to be minimally considered relative to another very important matchmaking variable, and what they've always stated over the years is king, and this is ping. If skill is genuinely minimally considered, at least the way that I would describe it being minimally considered, I would expect to see very little variance in my connection experience, regardless of the account that I'm using on the same system with the same internet connection. Again, controlling for all of those variables, there should be a pretty minimal variance in the ping experience. And that's unfortunately not what I was seeing here at all with these tests.
I know Ace does not like me, and that's totally fine. I get that I am loud and brash, and I am quote-unquote a conspiracy theorist, but I like to explore every single possibility. I just present the stuff I find. You guys can go with it any way you want, but like, for example, when we called out skill-based damage in Black Ops 6, either they had the worst servers imaginable, which is kind of odd to think about from a billion-dollar, trillion-dollar company, that like they were so bad that even during the match you were playing, they would radically shift, or something was rigged, and they never even addressed it. Like, they never even said, no, this isn't a thing. And that in and of itself is suspicious. When I called out the AI bot thing and they didn't answer the question directly and worded it oddly, I'm like, okay, that's very suspicious. They are masters at either not addressing things, like they didn't address SBMM in Call of Duty for 6 fucking years, and then when they did address it, they lied. So they're either ignoring things or lying about them. I genuinely think they have lied more than they've told the truth in the past 6 years, and I don't think that's a stretch at all. And this comment right here truly just explains exactly how I am feeling with the franchise. And again, I wanted so badly to like this game. I wanted so badly to make Call of Duty content where I enjoyed myself again. But I just fucking knew. Like, it's a knee-jerk reaction to Battlefield. It's nothing else. And they're going to fuck me over. Look at this comment, though. I honestly just feel like the game is constantly A/B testing on people. Some days it feels great, other days it feels sweatier and queue times are longer. I just hate feeling like I'm being experimented on, and we know they do this for a fact. Someone else says, rug pulling the matchmaking, even though sales are down like 50 to 60%, they're so fucking stupid, it's unreal. This guy says, the old bait and switch, everyone saw it coming. And keep in mind, these comments are from Ace's channel, his brand new like Call of Duty channel, where he wanted to escape all the negativity surrounding Call of Duty, which is like trying to swim away from a tsunami. It's not gonna work. This entire franchise is negativity. This entire franchise is built upon manipulation, lies, and lack of trust. I mean, it dates back well before the SBMM era with loot boxes. It dates even further back, if you really want to think about it, to Modern Warfare 2, where Vince Zampella and Jason West were escorted out of the studio by security after being fired for breach of contract and insubordination. This dates back to 2010. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. As most of you know, Battlefield 6 is doing a free-to-play week, basically. So in a knee-jerk reaction, Call of Duty just decides to turn on double XP on Black Ops 7 for like the 3rd or 4th fucking time since the game came out 2 weeks ago. It is insanity. It is absolute insanity. They think that this is gonna work. Hey, double XP Weekends Day isn't the move, man. Nobody cares. And what should be a big announcement is not, because we just proved that it's complete bullshit. It's just wording that means nothing. Charlie Intel tweeted, open matchmaking with skill minimally considered is coming to Call of Duty Warzone with Season 1 on December 4th. The most recent SteamDB charts here, Steam charts is still down for some reason, shows just how down bad they are. It's ridiculous. At no point during November has Call of Duty ever like not hit 100,000 players, like pretty consistently through the week and stuff like that. At least, by the way, with Black Ops 6, it was something like 250,000 to 300,000 average until, you know, that game fell off a cliff and people realized it sucked ass. Again, I called that well before anyone else did, but hey, I'm just a grifter, right? Guys, I'm out of time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, rate, comment, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell. I'm having some health problems. I'm keeping them kind of private right now. But if it's not a big deal, you won't hear any more about it. If it's a bigger deal, you'll hear some more about it. I'll keep you guys updated, but the content may slow down in December depending on what's going on. So I hope you guys enjoyed, though, and I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Check out Manta Sleep. I'm also running a Black Friday sale on my merch if you click it below the video or whatever, and I'm putting out a new design soon. So check all that stuff out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.